Hi, I'm Kyle. I've seen a lot of movies, but I haven't seen this, Session 9, which I'm assuming is a horror movie because there's a creepy person standing there nonchalantly. It's made by the guy, Brad Anderson, that created The Machinist. That was good, and so we'll see if he does horror good. I'm expecting there to at least be a poorly designed wheelchair, and what looks like a translucent ghost. Other than that, I have no expectations because it's a horror movie, and I've seen a lot of horror movies, and I can only imagine that it's scary, kind of, and predictable. Yay! But I'm going to watch the first 5 minutes and go from there. Be right back. So, I don't want to be too harsh in 5 minutes, but I thought I was watching a movie, and apparently I'm watching those stupid live TV shows where they're like, I gotta go find this antique building, and this great thing is in there. Wink. And then this guy that they're tour guiding with apparently knows the entire history and doesn't give any shit about human life. He is the worst human being I've seen. Everything is still wet inside of a building that's been abandoned for 40 years. It's not like the roof is in disrepair, it's clearly there, but apparently they were just having pool parties or something, I don't know. It's in a varying state of clean and not clean. So far all I've seen is characters that I didn't remember their name because I don't know why they're here or what they're doing. I'm assuming they're buying the building. I'm also assuming it's bat-shaped, as for the 5 minutes we spent talking about how the shape of the building is a bat. If that comes into play, we'll see. So, so far, standard horror film deal where you're probably not engaged at all, but you know something creepy is about to happen. And in my opinion, they could have tried to, I don't know, do something scary in the beginning to make me care. But the wheelchair is there, so that's good. Found the wheelchair. So I'll see you in, I guess, an hour and a half, more or less, and we'll give my opinion after that. Start. So, Wheelchair made plenty of cameos, so I was glad about that. Other than that, the movie was about people pulling asbestos and other hazardous materials out of a condemned building so they could sell it. And that's about it. It was supposed to be a horror movie, and there's supposed to be creepy things, you know, if you were to go by the sound of the music, or the cues that I'm supposed to be jumping in terror that a piano was being played. I really don't understand what this was. I saw The Machinist in this movie. This was very much a Machinist movie, but it was too many people. Like, focusing on one character in The Machinist was really well done. Whereas this one, we're trying to focus on multiple characters by having, you know, one stupid kid with a mullet for no reason. I mean, apparently it was at least late 90s, early 2000s, because I saw a Walkman and other things that were of that era, but mullets were never of that era. Or at least shouldn't have been. An older gentleman is so shit at life that he owns a business but really, really needs to undercut other people, which apparently in this small town is as easy as saying, I'll do a 3-week job in a week. Just give me more money. Didn't make any sense to me. I couldn't tell if this guy was supposed to be a patient coming back or not. Basically, you find a box of evidence that is evidence of nothing. And then one of the characters just watches or listens to said evidence, which is the 9 sessions, which I guess is what the movie's about. But none of it matters. There's a character, the character that you learn about doesn't matter. All it is she has multiple personalities. But the main character doesn't seem to. He just has one personality. He's sad, and then he murders, and then he's also sad again. That's not a personality disorder. It's personality disorder. It's not multiple personalities, so it doesn't correlate at all. Nor is it necessary to have this happen in an asylum. Nothing. None of the things connect. I mean, you can kind of figure out what's gonna happen, but you don't really care when you find out. Because none of the characters are likable at all. Like, I know now what the technical word for being afraid of the dark is, but that doesn't help me anything. I'm out caring about some stupid kid that can't work a machine that literally drives forward. One of the main characters is Exposition Man, where he explains the plight of the system and why sane asylums don't work and they ran out of money. But he also explains about some random girl that was a big reason for this one specific place to be closed down. But also, she doesn't matter, because she's not connected to this movie at all either, except for the long, drawn-out explanation that she was part of satanic rituals that are actually happening. So, there's that. And then he just kind of keeps bitching about how he wants his bonus, but also keeps not working by listening to the stupid tapes. And none of that, nothing came to fruition. He just kept listening to the tapes and going, I'm smart. I know how to do a lobotomy. It has nothing to do with law, but goddamn, I know both. I was a law student. I won't beat on it too much more, but would I continue watching this at the first 5 minutes? No. Did I? Yes. Basically, I had this feeling the whole time that I was watching just a boring old man version of, the number 23. At the very least, it was somewhat watchable. The number 23, not this. Nothing against older characters. He did really well in his ability to act and salivate on command, apparently, because he did a lot of that. But none of the other guys matter. They're just they don't look like they want to be there. They just kind of look sad. Even CSI guy even looks less enthusiastic than he does under an orange sunset, and which is saying something. Good thing was, besides the weird ex machina moments, it was different and interesting ish. It had this idea that it wanted to go to. It just took too long to get there, and then when it got there, it was over, and it didn't matter that it got there. It was location porn. You could tell how much the director loved the set, but that's also what made it look like a documentary that wasn't going anywhere, that ended being neither a horror movie nor a thriller. It was just a movie with a twist, which there's a lot of those. Like The Machinist. You should just watch The Machinist. It's actually good, but it might also be because it had a good actor. and it was only one character, and it made sense. But if you watch The Machinist, then you know what's going to happen in this. I repressed memories, and then something happened, and now you're sad because you watched this. At least in that one, you felt bad. In this one, you just kind of feel like you wasted your time. The thing that got me is I never knew what the point was in the entire thing. The entire time I'm watching it, it made scary sounds and piano music and then weird tape recordings like he had been there, but they never explained that he'd been there, or you never really, is he there? Was he Mary Hobbs? Obviously he wasn't, he had a baby. But none of it was explained. They really just hammered in this Mary Hobbs thing. It even showed her grave, and then nothing. She did not matter to the plot. She could have been nothing. They could have just been talking about, like, a clown for the whole half of the movie, and then all of a sudden he murders somebody, and then there's no clown. Oh no! And it still would have the same result. So should you watch this movie? If you see the first 5 minutes, you're gonna think you're watching, like, some kind of reality TV show, and then you're probably going to skip it when you realize they're not buying a new antique tub that was used in the 1840s, and you should. If you were going to do a list of movies that nothing happened, as like a movie marathon where we kind of guess if there's something going on and then it doesn't, that'd be great. I'd say this one was a bore.
It's not a pun.
Oh, is it supposed to be a pun?
Yeah, that's David Caruso.
I'm sorry. Let's see. I can't think of a pun.
This movie is crazy.
It's not, though. It's lazy. I'm not going to do the pun. Oh! Clip this back in later.
Okay.
Or keep it as an add-on. I don't care. Bonus features. Listen up, guys. We spent 10 minutes at least during one of the 5 lunch breaks that are in the movie that have nothing to do with the story, but that's where we process the story. We spent at least 10 minutes making fun of the way they were, like, labeled in hospitals. Crazy people. Oh, he's got excessive sex things. Ah, we should get him lobotomized. Woo! Stupid. I think I'm done.
What's the letter grade?
Fuck your letter grades.
Let's keep some.
If we were gonna do stars, I would say it was one of the one of the little corners of 1 star. It's a D in college. You're failed, bitch. If you enjoyed this, you've been lobotomized.